Hello everybody, welcome back to my Let's Make It Monday video. Today is Monday the 25th of May 2026 and I am Jeanette Clark, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. Starting to chill down here now because it's coming into our winter, so I'm enjoying the bit chillier weather. It's quite fresh. Last week I talked about the product of the month, and the product of the month this month in May is the specialized vellum, Berry Botanical Vellum. Well, I have now managed to receive my vellum. It's going to be very shiny, so I'm just going to hold it like that. And boy, do I love it. So when you get to see the real thing up close, it's quite, I'll just move it away for now. It's quite a thick vellum. So I will be making a box out of it. I haven't made it yet, but I've got it in my head. And I'm going to make this box ready for my coffee, cake and card class coming up Tuesday week. So I will pop that up on my Stamping Days with Jeanette Facebook page and on my blog for you to see later. But this is just so pretty, so I'm going to use it in the card today, not just for a box, but for the card. So it comes with nice floral, and it comes with plain green spot, and there is a fresh freesia colour one too, and it's got 12 sheets, I believe. 12 sheets, so 3 or 4 different designs. I'll show you the card that we are going to make together, and the one I have done is this one. So you can see I'm using one of the new colours of Peaceful Pine, because that's what's in the designer series paper as well. There is the designer series paper behind it, the green spot, and then the floral I've featured on top. And I'm also using another fun die set at the moment that is one of my favourites, and it's called Scalloped Blooms Dies. So I'll show you those in a moment. So this is the card, and inside I have even used some flowers. So I have fussy cut out some of the flowers from this sheet. And that's fun to do. So you can see there are the flowers. And I've fussy cut a few out just for inside, just to match. And of course I've fussy cut out a flower that goes on the envelope. So this is my sample card. We're going to make one similar. So once again I'm using the Scalloped Blooms dies. I showed you these last week as well. I'm using 2 from there, and I think they're still out here. One is just a plain scalloped edge. The other one has a bit of a cut edge, fancy cut edge. I'm using both of those. So that's that one. And the stamp set, which has the sentiment, is Phrases and Frames. I used Sending You Hugs on the first one. I'm going to use Thinking of You on the second one. So we have our card base, which is Peaceful Pine. Just move that up a bit. Peaceful Pine card base, and just so that it features all the colours, I've just got a smaller white piece that's, I think it's 9 by 13 by 9 centimetres, so that you've got a bit of a border around it. Then I've got the nice dotty Peaceful Pine green vellum, which is 12, just over 12, 12.2 by 8.5 centimetres. That's going to go in the middle. Then I have my featured nice little pattern piece, and that one is 10.5 centimetres by, looks like just over 6.5, maybe it should be 6.5 centimetres, going to go in the middle. And then I've got one of the scalloped ones, and that's the not stitched and the little stitched one. So I'm going to stamp on the stitched one, and I'm going to use Thinking of You, and it's a bit large, but I think it's going to fit onto my scalloped, and I'm going to use Peaceful Pine, the nice magnetic ink pads. Thinking of You, make sure it's inked up well, and I'm just going to go where I think it's mainly going to fit into my scalloped one. So all it does is cut off the tiny little bit of a swirl on the T, but I like that. It's not going to be a problem for me. Put my magnetic back together, and we shall just put these together. I'll let that dry for a bit. Won't take too long. So the first layer is I'm going to use, what did I use on this one? I think I used our Stamp and Seal, because Stamp and Seal behind the vellum works quite well. So I'm just going to use Stamp and Seal behind in the middle. Doesn't really matter because you'll be able to, it's just a proper cards. Oh, no, because I want to put some ribbon on, don't I? I am going to, how can I fix that? Let's just make sure it doesn't stick down. I am going to put it onto the bit of glass and it should come up. But I will do the same with this one, so I'm going to put that in the middle, my Stamp and Seal. Put that in the middle of my basic white. Then I'm going to put my next bit of vellum, and that's also, I'm just going to use a little bit of Stamp and Seal because you really can't see it behind. It is sticking, but I think we'll get away with it. And then I'm going to put my ribbon around. So the ribbon is Peaceful Pine. I'm going to use one whole piece, which is, I do mine in 2 stages. So I'm going to pop that along the middle. I'm just going to have a bit more Stamp and Seal either side. Just make sure that's nice and even. Yes. All right, a bit more. Just go a tiny bit more. It's a bit wonky, my Stamp and Seal. Stamp and Seal is not my favourite adhesive, but I persevere and use it at different times because it does help in these cases. So there we've got our card, and I'm going to pop these on. Now I did put them with dimensionals both, but I'm going to put the Sending You Hugs on first. Sending You Hug, oh no, Thinking of You with 1 dimensional in the middle. And of course I need my trusty tweezers. Thinking of You in the middle, and then 2 more dimensionals, top and bottom. And we're going to place that one, this over at the side. Then I just need another separate piece of it. This is how I like to do my bows. I just tuck them under. I never glue them all the way down. This is a spare piece of ribbon that I had left over from a previous project, so lucky I get to use it here. And I'm just going to trim that a bit smaller. And there we have our card, but of course we've got to do an insert, and I hope I've got my little piece of white here to use. Yes, I have. Separate. Yep. So here's a piece of, oh, that might be a really big one. Oh, they're both the same. Let's see. We'll go in the middle, yes. So I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal again. I like to use this one because people can then just remove it easy enough and re-gift their card. So we have our little cutouts. So you might have some cutouts that look a bit strange shape. I'm just going to pop that down. And you can see that's a full flower, but this one I cut out is half a flower each. So I'm going to put this one down in the corner, and it looks like it's just coming off the edge. Once again, I'm going to use a tiny bit of Stampin' Seal and my tweezers, and I will now pop it out probably so that you can see a bit better. Too far. Gosh. Let me just pop that in there. Just want it onto. Oh, zooming doesn't want to play the game right now. Does it? No, it doesn't. Sorry, guys. Okay, so now we have this one. Will I put it in a little circle down the bottom there? Yeah, I don't think it should go anywhere else. So another tiny bit of Stampin' Seal on the back. So that's inside our card and thinking of you. And of course this one has, can you see the bling? Yes, there's one there, and one there, because I'm a Feng Shui, you need 3. And the bling that I use, the gems, are called pearlized faceted circles, and they are just so pretty. It's a bit hard to see on the camera, but they are, just pearlized, I suppose. So pretty. So I'm going to pink. This is Bubble Bath pink that I've used because that's the colour that's in the papers, and I'll put one up the top and 2 little ones down here. I don't really mind. I just find a spot, random spots that are a bit of Feng Shui, I think, isn't it? That you should use 3. And there's our thinking of you. There's my sending you hugs. This one has the flower on the envelope. This one's going to have another flower that I cut out with a little bit of, I'm going to put quite a bit of Stampin' Seal on that because it's going to go on the outside of the envelope, and Mr. Australia Postman, I'm sure he's not going to be very gentle with it. So there's our envelope. I hope you like that. That you've got, what's today, the 25th, so you've got 6 more days, 31st of May, yes, 6 more days to pick up your product of the month called Berry Botanical Vellum for $9 with a qualifying order. So spend $125 here in Australia and you can buy that for $9. That's a pretty good deal. So I hope you go and pick some of that up, and then if you make one, pop a picture up on my site. That would be wonderful. I'd love to see your creations. So until next week, happy stamping, everybody. Bye for now.